Hey, wait a minute, okay? I think something triggered in my memory archives. Shit, I think I could use your help with this.
喜んで力を貸すわ。
I know. That's why I love you. So, I started to remember stuff about Mercy. I mean, Deborah. Well, me. And how I first came here with my gang. Or her gang. This is confusing. Anyway, never mind my rambling. I mean to say that I think I remember where she left some of her journals. Would you like to help me find them? I think there's quite a few of them out there. And it might teach me more about my past.
もちろん。
Awesome. I'll mark the first location on your map, okay? So those Brotherhood cunts. Even then they were a buck up my ass. I remember shit. Shit that Deborah did. Am I responsible for Deborah's actions? It's a thought that's haunting me, and I don't know why. But I keep thinking about King Pelican and his armies. I think that I created him. Or he's my spirit animal, or something. I think it's because of the guilt I feel. Over the stuff that Deborah did. You know? I don't think you know anything about that, but she was a raider. You know what they do, right? Deborah or Mercy, whatever you call her, she's done things. Really bad things. Murder, torture, manipulation, mutilations, theft. Even rape. I know that as Ivy I sometimes make jokes about it, but I really hate rape. It's something... Anyway, I think whenever the guilt got too much, King Pelican's stories protected me against the worst of it. We need to follow the rest of her trail through Boston. I want to know where she ended up, although I have the feeling that I know it already. A credit union. What the hell is that anyway? Yeah, that was Deborah's plan. Take over the Institute. Talk about overreaching. I remember meeting Takahashi. He was a sweet Asian kid with a big mouth and an ego the size of the moon. Deborah made love to him. He was much worse in bed than he bragged, but she thought him sweet. Afterwards, he was inflated for days, as if he was glowing from his conquest. Perhaps that's why it happened, because he lost focus. Or perhaps he just wasn't as good as his reputation said he was. Now he's... something else. Let's continue to follow Mercy's trail. You know, it's weird. The more we follow her trail and the more journals we find, the more disconnected I feel from her. She really was very different than I am now. Were we ever even the same person? So that's what happened to Takahashi. He hacked a protectron with his headband thing. And then moments later, it was as if his brain had been transferred into the thing. I'm pretty sure a protectron doesn't have the storage capacity for a human brain, so... you can guess what happened to him. But I remember something else as well. I found him. Much later. When I was Ivy. Fuck, this is weird. I remember being out here alone in the wasteland. Already as Ivy. I took Takahashi into Diamond City. Fuck! Why didn't I remember that earlier? Do you think Dr. Stein wiped parts of my memory? Or maybe it's another weird, twisted memory of the synth body? Fuck, let's just find the next journal. No. Wait. This is an Ivy memory. One of mine. From before I was put into the cellar. It was medtech. I escaped from there. I remember it so clearly now. Well, sort of clearly. I was running through the halls, trying to get out. I was wearing my dress, Mercy's dress, but it's not her real dress. I made it, as Ivy. And Dr. Stein was there with me. We were behaving as friends. He was protecting me. And I was using hypercombat. I remember now. We split up. He had to go somewhere. I don't know where, but I went to Diamond City then, and I found Takahashi on my way there. We spoke for a while. He remembered everything. Then we were attacked by gunners near Goodneighbor. Takahashi got shot again. And I brought him to Diamond City then. Oh, shit! I actually sold him to a traitor. But why was I protecting Stein? May I say that the more we learn, the more confusing it gets. I mean, I'm learning more and more about myself, but the more I learn, all the more questions pop up, and not linearly. No, exponentially. I wondered about that. When I was Deborah, why the f*** was he exhuming dead bodies of recently deceased women? I never learned. Not until I visited his lab. He was using them to harvest their brains for his sex robot. This is the place from my mind, isn't it? Where you went to fix my emotional subsystems. This is the place where Deborah, was hiding when Stein found her. It's really strange being back here. Let's proceed slowly, okay? This was the moment he set his trap and caught me. I'd been separated from the rest. He'd already caught and killed them, except for Jim, my second in command. I remember this. I remember the fear of it. The helplessness. I remember thinking about that first raid of our farm. Deborah felt exactly like that when the synths were beating her down with shock batons. I remember the pain of it. And then her world went black. That's when the Pelican King came back, you know? When the guilt came back with it. No, I'm not making any sense right now. Shit, I don't even think I get it myself. But that was the last journal that Deborah wrote, so there's nothing more to learn here. Shit. Thanks so much for finding these with me. I know not everything made sense, but it was very important to me. I think I learned that Deborah was her own person. She's not me. And I'm not responsible for her actions as a writer. And that, well, that's f***ing huge for me. You can't even begin to imagine what a relief this is. Thanks. No, really. Thanks so much for this. Have you ever been to an amusement park? With your family? I'm receiving some kind of signal from there. I think it has something to do with my past. Back when I was still Deborah. I know there's a bunch of holotapes about my previous life. I think Dr. Stein made them, or took them from me. I'm not sure. And I can't explain it, but I think I'm picking up one of these holotapes right now. It started just after that Nuka World radio came on the air. We'll have to travel to Nuka World. I think it's somewhere there. Then, by the time we get there, I'll know all about the place. Oh, shit, this is gonna be so much fun. Thank you so much.
You got me wired up yet, Gage?
네, 보스.
Finally. Now go shut off that damn alarm.
이마 승훈이.
Now where? Is that a vault suit? You gotta be kidding me. No vault dweller could have made it this far. Here's a quick rundown how this works. You go stock up, make yourself presentable. Then we're gonna give these folks a show.
You dumb motherfucker. You have no idea who you're dealing with, have you?
And if you think your little friend there'll do you any good, think again. The more you merrier.
Wait. Is he talking about me? Hey, look at me, ass. State-of-the-art design. My pinky is tougher than that shitty suit of yours. I will leave nothing whole of you. When I'm done with you, there'll just be blood, guts, and a sticky substance under my shoes. It'll be even worse than that. I'm going to erase you. People will ask, hey, wasn't there that raider boss that one time? You know, that guy that used to put on a stupid suit and thought he was invincible. And people will be like, well, no, I don't remember him. Because you will be erased.
All right, Gage, let her through. Something tells me I'm really gonna enjoy this.
I had the weirdest dream last night. I dreamt that I was being held prisoner inside a church, inside a laboratory. I mean, what's up with the church? How do you fit a church inside a laboratory? I think Dr. Stein was there. Or maybe a monster that just looked like him. And there was another man, Dr. Black. And the light was dangerous. So dangerous. Jesus, I have cold shivers everywhere, just when I think back to it. And there was this music, this droning, low music, like a tone constantly dropping. And it was overgrown with old plants and trees, but they were black and oily. Would you mind if we go home for a while, or find a bed somewhere to just lie down and snuggle? I need you to hold me tight for a bit.
I lost another one today. I'm starting to lose hope that I can preserve Deborah's brain like this. It was intense. As soon as I connected the core components, she woke up and started to scream. Her pain receptors were off the charts. I can't even imagine if that would have been Deborah. I could never do that to her. I'm sorry, but I realize that I don't care how many specimens will die. I must find a way to restore her. I do now realize why the NX-1C failed so completely. But the NX-2C is ready for implantation. If only I could get Rosa to help me somehow. And once I've restored Deborah, perhaps she can forgive me for what I've done.
So, there were more robots? Before me? The NX-1C, and perhaps others? It can't be! As if I'm responsible for their deaths in a way. It's just that I never realized there might have been some kind of special reason why I mean Deborah, was chosen. Do you think I'm responsible somehow? I'm picking up another holotape. Let's just find it.
I admit I find myself missing Deborah more and more each day. I don't know how much longer I can wait. The body has been ready for weeks now. She is a perfect resemblance of Rosa. It was the only template complete enough to synthesize a body from. But I wish that I would have had a template of Deborah. Having a different body could severely complicate things for her, if she wakes up at all. I mean, for any personal identity to take shape, the body image is the most important thing. It's like when your tooth is pulled. For weeks you will just feel it out with your tongue, and you're just adjusting your body image. And now imagine that feeling after receiving an entirely new body. Shit, I have no idea what that's going to do to her. Her personality has been stable for 2 weeks now. The talks helped, but the other personalities are there, right beneath the surface. I mean, just yesterday, Mercy threatened me once again to cut off my legs. It scares me. But at the same time, she's magnificent. But at the end of the day, it's my fault Deborah's dying. Maybe I never should have talked to her. That way, my heart wouldn't be breaking again.
What the fuck? This bullshit! He talks like he cared for Deborah or something, but he's a fucking rapist. That's not how it went. He took me. He didn't save me. He took me and removed my brain. Well, not my brain, but Deborah's, but... Oh, fuck, I'm so confused!
Warning. Dangerous overload in emotional sound systems units 3, 5, and 8. Reboot imminent.
Oh, fuck. What is happening? You say that as if you believe it, but I'm not so sure. I'm really scared. I think something really important is happening. I'm picking up another holotape. I marked it. On your map.
Timestamp, July 8th, 2134, 2314.
Oh man, what a night. I'm finished. There's nothing else I can do for her now. She's resting. She thanked me for saving her. I've never seen a raider like that before. She told me her name is Deborah, and she's the leader of a raider gang called the Disciples of Mercy. She said she would reward me greatly for saving her. I doubt she's in the position to. She's amazing. We've talked for hours last night. I've never met anyone quite like her. And with my psychological training, I think I can help her. It's pretty obvious she's schizophrenic. It's all too common these days. Life in the Commonwealth can be traumatic, to say the least. But the only personality I really need to be worried about, and I need to suppress permanently, is Mercy. If she ever got control of the NX2C body, well, that would be it. End times. I don't really think there's anything powerful enough to stop her.
Shit, I don't understand any of this. I'm so scared. It's like nothing of what I know of my past is real. He speaks like he loved Deborah, but I can't believe a word that he says on these holotapes. What I remember from being Deborah is that she wasn't all that much into eggheads. It sounds to me like he had some real delusions there. Shit, I'm not even sure I want to remember. If he's this fucked up on these holotapes, imagine the kind of sick and twisted experiments he did to me when I was his prisoner. I had that dream again. But this time it was different. It was so weird. I was small again, little, and I was in that laboratory. I was in a hallway and I saw you. But you were very small and helpless. But I was like a ghost or something. I could run through the walls. And I was lighting candles where you could hide from the light. And the light... It was even more dangerous this time. So bright that it was blinding. King Pelican was there. His birds were there to protect you. I thought we had dealt with all of this. You spoke to him. I fixed it, didn't I? Fuck. I think the dream means something. I think I'm missing something really important. I love you very much. But loving you comes with a price, doesn't it? I remember what Mercy and Debbie told you. They said, it's you. It's been you, all along. I'd never considered the price. I just jumped in, all at once, and much too completely. Never looking at what it was doing to me. And now I'm afraid that my emotional systems just can't handle the strain of love. They might glitch out forever. This fucking dream. I'm just speaking nonsense, I promise. I shouldn't speak about my insecurities so openly. It's all good. Let's go and search the park.
Due to unforeseen circumstances, the daily duel of Nuka Night, Nuka-Cola Dark Night, has been postponed until further notice.
Where are we? Oh, yeah. The following is a recording from last night. It was the 27th attempt at integrating a human brain with the body. The outcome was failure. Annex 2B. Command override. Initiate boot sequence.
Command override received. Initiating boot sequence. 1 moment. Booting. Please hold. Booting. Starting remote consciousness loop. What's happening? Why can't I feel my legs? Why can't I see? Please. It hurts so much.
Hold on. Calm down.
Are you there? It
Calm
hurts
down.
So much. Where are
Can you hear me?
I'm stuck. I can't see or hear anything. Danny, help me, please.
Alright. Annex 2B command override. It should be clear from this recording what's happening. As soon as I attach the human brain, its consciousness loop takes control. And this results in an immediate identity crisis and apparently perceived physical pain. Well, both are unwanted outcomes. So I've been thinking I need to create some kind of buffer between their brain and the body. Maybe some kind of AI system? Something that can regulate her memories, her emotions, and her pain receptors. Most importantly, that. Maybe this way I can spare Deborah from the shock of receiving a new body. And perhaps the physical pain that comes with it. I have to admit, I am worried that this might change or alter Deborah's personality. But at this point, I don't see any other way of saving her.
Oh my god. Can you imagine what it must have been like for those poor women? Did you hear her scream and beg for her husband and children in the background? I think I get it now. It's fucked up. Completely fucked up for real, but I get it. Stein experimented on those women to make sure he could save Deborah. Fuck, that's terrible. Then he installed the AI to filter out the pain of the operation and transfer to the body. But the AI also wiped memories, a functionality that he needed to remove in order to save Deborah. But wait. That doesn't make sense. I mean, my memories were continually wiped inside the basement. Did he fail where you succeeded? Maybe we'll learn more from the next tape. Let's go get it.
I admit that what she did to those gunners that tried to rob us in MedTech was a bit much even for me. I've set up shop inside one of the facilities in the Galactic Zone. With all the robots there, I should have more than enough parts for my experiments. And with that, I finished setting everything up. Now, we wait for her to come to us.
Wait. Is Stein alive? Do you know what that means? We can finally get the answers I've been searching for. All the answers! I know the place he's speaking about. The Robco Battle Zone attraction. It's inside the Galactic Zone.
Command override initiate. Interface is activating, yes. Make sure the Vault Dweller doesn't get hurt. I'm sorry for this. Under any other circumstances, I might have helped you with your goals. But my only goal now is to save Deborah. Okay, you can maximize the sedative now. Then transport this one somewhere far away.
If you have your flashlight on, turn it off if you want to live. The light is dangerous. Do it now!
The unit has been restrained, and I'm commencing a first inspection of any neural damage that Ivy might have done so far. The AI was deactivated, but there are still traces of the King persona. That's strange. What's that surge happening there?
Stay the f*** away from my baby.
When I'm alone here, I always go to the darkest places. Because I've learned that even monsters are afraid of the dark. And those monsters that aren't afraid of the dark are so bad that they'll get you anyway. And at least in the dark, you won't see them.
Must I do this? It's you. I know why you came here. But if you are here, that means... It means that we can finally talk. She's broken Stein's defenses, hasn't she? Yeah, we're free. But now we have a decision to make, don't we? So what now? It's a vote? We fight? Rock, paper, scissors? Do you want to discuss the merits of existence? Who has more rights over this synthetic body of ours? How do we decide?
Shall we weigh the mechanical components versus the biological parts? But then again, Ivy, you aren't all mechanical either. Or are you? No, you feel more like Mercy. More like a part of me. You were there long before the bonding. Blue. Thick drops on the blue wet surface. There was a woman. The oldest and kindest woman you could ever meet. Not old in age, but in her soul. Wise beyond her years. A wife and mother of 2. In order to find herself, she would get up every day before sunrise and walk to the edge of the cliff. And she would throw things down, watching them tumble into the sea below. Always thinking about her daughter, Mercy. Only 2 years old when she passed away the year before. Then one day, a gang of raiders came to raid her house. The gang killed her husband and her sons. Then they killed and ate her pet bunny while she was out throwing rocks down the cliff. And the bunny that was named after the daughter they had lost a year before that. And the woman walked out and cried for weeks and couldn't bring herself to bury the bodies of her family. And it wasn't long before she was known in town as the Wailing Widow. But one day she looked in the mirror and she remembered a story her father had told her about the origin of her name. The woman was called Foxy, wasn't she, Ivy? Yes, because her father had always told her that as a child she'd been so sly, always crawling into places where she didn't belong. Do you remember the name of the leader of that raider gang? Her name was Daisy, and she was our mother. We need to do this alone, Ivy. Thank you, but I need to do this alone. We'll talk more. Outside.
What?
Warning. Intruders
What have you
detected.
done?
Implement.
I think I'm free now. Finally! I mean, not whole or anything, but free of Stein and Mercy.
I've lost her forever.
Poor Reuben. In the end, you did everything only to save Deborah, didn't you?
Ivy, you stole her from me forever, didn't you? All those years, all those sacrifices, and it all led to you. Is she dead now?
I think it's the contrary. For the first time, she's a voice in a choir that sings in unison. There's no more discord inside of me. In an effort to protect her, your firewalls were the reason everything got screwed up so much. Not even the king could fix it for me. But now, you've helped me bring down Stein's firewalls inside of my mind, reuniting me with Deborah. I'm still Ivy, but more complete than ever. All that misdirected anger at Stein, I was beginning to see it. Already before, when we started this, our quest to fix me. All the barriers in my mind are gone. Any glitches from here on in are real glitches. I mean, the electronic parts of me. I don't know if I can ever thank you for getting me this far. If you hadn't supported me this well, things would have ended very differently.
And what now? What becomes of us? Will you kill me and be done with it? There's nothing left for me now anymore. Deborah is dead, at least for all intents and purposes.
I would like us to relate. You aren't my enemy, Reuben. Not anymore. I understand now why you did it. There was nothing more in the world you loved than Deborah. You transferred yourself into a new synth body just so you could stay alive. Long enough to save her. And, in a way, you did. She loved you, you know. With all her heart. Not Mercy, but Deborah. And I need you too. We're both relics. And there's no one in the world that knows as much about me and my body as you do. We could try to to become friends.
Jesus, Ivy.
This right here, right now. This is it. The end. All my memories are restored. I finally know what, why, and how it all happened as it did. Foxy kidnapped little Deborah as revenge for what my mother did to her family. She named me Mercy and made me her surrogate daughter. Then, because of all the fucked up things she made me do, my mind split open like a melon. Because of all the trauma. And all the parts of me became their own identities. Me, Mercy, Debbie, Deborah, the king. And then I died and was reborn as a cyborg. First I thought that the cellar was all that my life had been. I was stuck in a loop for 60 years. And then I met you. And Stein's plan took hold of us. You managed to unlock my AI, which started the gradual breakdown of my emotional systems. A virus planted inside of me by Stein. I dragged you into my mind again as soon as I found out what Stein was trying to do to us. You disabled the virus by taking down the firewall inside my head. It was only a couple of seconds in the real world. And now... Fuck, I know I'm rushing through this. It's so much to wrap my head around. Now everything is back as it should be. Because of you. I hope that we can stay in touch with Stein. He could be of great help to us. If you trust him enough.
Now that the firewalls are gone, of course, I'll help you and I will check for any damage or stuff that needs maintenance. But I can't stay here. Seeing you, I can't. I'm going to travel. I want to go to Europe. Perhaps I can find some of my blood relatives there. I'm sorry that things turned out the way they did. I thought that you were a parasite, Ivy. But you were the core persona all along. The firewall should have brought forth Deborah, locking Mercy away forever. But all it did was prevent you from healing. I'm going away. Anything here is yours. I will get my things ready. And Ivy?
What is it, Ruben?
Take care of Deborah.
We should go now. And give him some space. Like this. Just sitting together with you. It's cozy, isn't it?
話したいことは何かある?
I will always be with you. Forever. Shit, it feels like I just met you every time I see you, but it's been a long time, hasn't it? Don't ever change. I f***ing love you more than my entire everything in my life pushed together in a bunch. I f***ing love you more than breakfast cereal.
以上よ.
Hey, you did good.